Welcome to UWE's Finance and Fees video. It is important you watch the video and understand the information shared as it contains important information about studying at UWE and in the UK. In today's video we will cover the following areas: fees and deposit, ways to pay, fraud and third-party payments, paying fees once here and student debt, cost of living, travelling with family, and then we will summarise the main contents. Fees and deposit. Tuition fee information can be found on your offer letter and the course page. To confirm your place and start the process of receiving your CAS, you must pay a deposit as follows: Nationals from the EU £1,000, Nationals from the UKVI low risk list £4,000, all other nationals £5,500. The deposit deadline for this January is the 21st of November, and all deposits are refundable for a number of reasons, but will not be issued in any instance of fraudulent activity, including through the admissions, payment or visa process. Flywire is our official and recommended payment partner. We strongly recommend that you pay any outstanding tuition fees through Flywire. This will give you peace of mind, full access to see where your tuition fees are, and allows payments through card or bank transfer and in local currency or a nominated currency if not available. Please note that UWE does not accept payments directly to its bank account. Any payments made, unless prior approval has been given, risk being returned to the payee, which could result in key deadlines being missed. Fraud and third-party payments. How to avoid fraud. Beware of attractive rates or offers. Pay directly using Flywire. Avoid adverts on social media, and don't share your bank details with anyone who asks for them. Third-party payments. The university does not accept third-party payments. This is a payment from anyone other than yourself or your parents directly to our bank account. If you need to make a payment, this should be through our official payment service only, and making payment in any other way may result in a loss of funds or result in your place of study being withdrawn. In exceptional circumstances, we may be able to accept a payment directly to the university, but prior approval must be given for this by contacting international@uwe.ac.uk. Any third-party payment made outside of Flywire or without prior approval will be returned to the original payee, which can result in delays, withdrawal of place of study, and in some cases may not be refunded by the third party, and this is outside of the university's control. For any remaining tuition fee, it is possible to set up payment plans. For the January intake, there is a 3 and 6 month option, and all fees are due in full by the 1st of August. Instalment plans can be set up by direct debit from a UK bank account or by recurring card payments. One of these must be in place for registration to avoid delays in accessing student systems or to avoid withdrawal. Student debt. Once studying at the university, it's important that you pay outstanding fees in a timely manner. If you fail to arrange to pay tuition fees within a satisfactory time, the following actions may happen. You will be contacted by finance to arrange payment of fees and warned of the risks of becoming a debtor. If you fail to then settle remaining fees or attempt to communicate if struggling to pay, access to the system may be removed. If this still results in no communication or payments, UWE Bristol may withdraw sponsorship and inform the Home Office. If this happens, you will be unable to continue your studies at UWE Bristol or remain in the UK, and access to the graduate route will no longer be available. Please note that if your financial situation changes once you've joined, it's important you let us know so we can take this into consideration and explore if support can be offered. Cost of living and general costs. The UKVI's stipulated cost of living amount for visa purposes is £1,015 per month. However, it's important that you budget for more than this, depending on what accommodation is secured and your personal spending. Monthly costs can be closer to over £1,200 and above, depending on your accommodation situation. And different areas of Bristol have different costs, so please do consider this while searching. The map here shows the average rent for a 2-bedroomed house across different areas of Bristol. If living outside of Bristol, you need to be within commuting distance, but also take into consideration travel costs and travel time. Areas that you could consider as commutable from Bristol include Cardiff, Cheltenham, Newport and Bath. However, areas such as Birmingham, London and Manchester are not commutable, and the additional cost and time means you should not consider living here and plan on commuting to UWE. We would strongly recommend that if you have support networks such as friends and family in these areas, that you consider a local university rather than commuting to UWE. Cost of living increases. As with a lot of countries, the UK is experiencing cost increases. This is impacting food, bill costs, mainly gas and electricity, and these costs may continue to increase, so should be taken into consideration when planning budgets, especially if travelling with family. Working while studying. Your student visa enables you to study up to 20 hours a week during term time and full-time during vacations. Part-time work is available in Bristol, especially in the areas of hospitality, but it can take some time to find and should not take priority over study. Minimum wage in the UK is from £9.50, but students should not rely on work to pay fees or main living costs. Those are covered by the amount needed to apply for a visa, and it will not, the money earned will not be sufficient enough to cover this during your time studying at the university. UWE does have a lot of budgeting tips and supports and has teamed up with Black Bullion to provide easily accessible online financial educational training. Travelling with family. Please note that students travelling with dependents will incur additional costs. These include the following areas. Visa costs, £363 for each additional application, £470 per year immigration health surcharge. Accommodation. Please note that UWE does not have accommodation options for families. Private accommodation should be sought and secured prior to arrival. If you are unable to secure accommodation in advance, plan on travelling alone and bringing family once secured. Accommodation and bill costs will be higher for family accommodation, and budget should be from a minimum of £1,000 per calendar month plus bills. Schools and services. Dependent children aged 5 to 16 are allowed to attend school at no cost. However, budget should include additional costs such as before and after school costs and any additional travel to the school. The immigration health surcharge payment does include free access to the NHS services, but does not include costs for prescription and ongoing medical health care needs. Work and funds. Most dependents are eligible to work, but please ensure that budget does not rely on a dependent securing work immediately. And it's worth noting that students and dependents cannot access public funds. Ensure your deposit is paid on time from your own account and you are aware of our refund policy. We recommend you pay all fees in advance, but if not, you must make recurring card payments or set up a direct debit plan as soon as you arrive to meet instalment deadlines. It is your responsibility to ensure tuition fees are paid and you don't become a debtor and risk being withdrawn. Cost of living can vary, and it's important that the higher cost of living in Bristol and current cost of living increases are taken into consideration when planning your budgets. And please ensure that part-time work isn't relied on for paying tuition fees or accommodation costs. If travelling with family, there will be additional costs, and it's important that you understand these and ensure you can afford these for the duration of your studies.